Hey there everyone, Snail Smith here, and today we are back with a new video. Yay! Carbon is an element. When we reference to organic molecules, we are referring to the molecule that has carbon. When we talk about organic chemistry, we talk about chemistry that has carbon atoms in it. Carbon circulates through the earth in many ways that link up with another. This video is about that. So, first is the producers. The producers are like these trees and plants and algae and not fungi. People confuse mushrooms as a plant. They're not. Producers, which are plants and plankton, take the CO2, the sun, and water. Then use a process called photosynthesis. They make glucose, which is essentially sugar. They use the energy from the sugar and live. The interesting is, the plants make oxygen during the daytime, and plants make CO2 at the night. The CO2 is made at night, then consumed during the day, time to be turned to oxygen. Next are these consumers, which are these horses here, having a good old time. And consumers, like these horses here, take the carbon that's in the grass and hay, which they eat from, and turn it into glucose sugar. They use the glucose to make energy. They use that to live in live their lives. They exhale CO2, which returns to the atmosphere. This is the predator, which is this puma, predating on this creature. And the predator hunts the consumer and eats their meat. They take the glucose, that carbon the consumer had. The predator has it all. They use the materials that the consumer had, and they use it to sustain themselves. The predator exhales CO2, which returns back to the atmosphere. Next is the decomposers. Predators and logs can become something like this. Decomposers like mushrooms, fungi, and bacteria here, and algae and stuff like that, mosses and etc. Decomposers take the predator's body and then decompose and then takes the energy out. They use the energy for their own benefits. They exhale CO2 back into the air. So, okay, I just showed the small carbon cycle. So I showed from the air to the plants, to the consumers, to the predators, to the decomposers. What a beautiful log this is. So, next is, I'm going to show you the grand scheme. We hit the little, this was the little leagues. Now we're going to the big leagues, my friends. So these are fossils down here. Fossils were created millions of years ago when animals, like that predator, let's say, dies, body rots away, the bones go away, leaving a dent in the ground, minerals fill it back up, and then leave what we call as fossils. Next is the uses of oil. Oil, like this tar pit here, can be refined into gasoline, diesel, plastics, and etc. Coal. You essentially burn coal. The main reason why we even bother coal is because we burn it. Then we once the coal is on fire, we heat up water. The water makes steam, which spins turbines, which goes into generators. Then it makes our electricity, which we get our computers and house powers and that stuff. Next, not the big star here, but it's natural gas. It is used for stovetops and heaters. Not really that much purpose. But why am I stopping here at the end? I'm showing you the dangers. There is a danger from all of this all. Even, this is like a double-edged sword. It serves us well, but if we abuse it, we can lose it. So, ever since the 18s, there's been a lot of CO2 being put out. It's been accumulating in the atmosphere, then it's been raising our average global temperature. We don't want our planet to be on fire, do we? So next, what kind of contributes to this is a factory. This factory here is billowing millions of tons of CO2 right up into the atmosphere. And this is a big reason why. This is actually a big reason why there's so much CO2 in the air. Factories. Let's take a little dip in the water. So, They're gas exchange and CO2 in the atmosphere, and it can also impact the ocean, like these manatees, this pufferfish here, this kelp, this seaweed here. So, this gas exchange can go, the air, CO2, goes down into a carbon-like acid. Then it goes into a bicarbonate atom, or ion, I meant to say. This ion, it makes up 90% of the water. But this is the final step. Here we've reached the terminal, and the terminal here is the volcano. So, how are volcanoes made? How are these little gassers here made? Well, so two plates, let's say this plate and this plate here, this one is getting subducted down underneath, submitting to this one. This plate, this grassy plate, go underneath, get burned up, melted up, and all the CO2 and stuff that were within this ground, let's say fossils, let's say some natural fossil fuels were stuck in there. That's all gonna get burned up and melted up, and their carbon and methane and that stuff are gonna return right back up to the atmosphere. And so, from the atmosphere back to the air, which goes back into the producer, then back to the consumer, to the predator, and the cycle can go on. It's an infinite cycle. So, I hope you felt very informed on this. If you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and please don't leave an offensive one. Peace out, everyone.